Okay, class, today we are going to be talking about solving literal equations. And by literal equations, I'm just talking about an equation with many different variables. So we have x, y, z, q, r, many different variables. Okay, this is an example of a literal equation, 3x plus 2y equals 9. And it's telling us that we need to solve this for the variable y. So in the end, okay, I want to isolate the y. Okay, so in the end, I want to have y equals whatever my answer is. All right? And that means that over on this side, we're going to have the x. Somewhere in there will be the x, because I'm going to move that x over here. Now, really, this is just the same as solving a normal equation, right? Let's say if x were 3, then this 3 times x would be equal to 9. So, for example, if I were solving 9 plus 2y equals 9, I would subtract 9 from both sides, so I would get 2y equals 9 minus 9, and then I would take that whole answer and I would divide it by 2. And so I would get y is equal to 9 minus 9 over 2, which we would eventually figure out would be equal to 0. Okay? So basically, we're kind of like doing this part. We're kind of getting to this part, not simplifying it because we don't know what our x is. So the first thing I'm going to do, as you can see over here, what we did was subtract our 9 from both sides. So we subtracted 9 from both sides. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here, except in our case, our 9 is the 3x. So I'm going to get rid of the 3x. And I'm going to have now 2y equals 9 minus 3x. Okay, over here we had 9 minus 9. Here we have 9 minus 3x. In order to get the y by itself, I'm then going to divide by 2. And notice I have to divide the whole thing by 2, just like I did over here. And that gives us y equals 9 minus 3x all over 2. We could also write this like this. 9 minus 3x, that's the group on top, divided by 2. It's the same thing. Normally we would see it like this. Okay? So our final answer is y equals, let me get this changed to black. Come on. Y equals 9 minus 3x all divided by 2. Okay? All right, let's look at another one. By the way, hopefully you are taking notes on this subject or this topic. Okay, I will be looking for your notes tomorrow in class or next time we see each other in class. Feel free to pause if you need to in order to take your notes down properly. Okay, so in this one we are given negative 5m plus 9n equals 15, and we need to solve for m. So in the end, I'm going to say m equals some value. And we just pretend the plus 9n is a number. It could be any number. It could be 27. It could be 54. We don't know what it is. But if it were just a regular number, we would just subtract it from both sides to get the n by itself, or the m rather by itself. And we'd be left with over here negative 5m equals 15 minus 9n. Then, in order to isolate the m, I'm going to divide by negative 5. And I divide the whole thing by negative 5. And so my final answer is m equals 15 minus 9n all over negative 5. Okay, and that is the final answer. All right, let's take a look at one more example. Example 3. we're solving m equals 2 over 5y plus n for y. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this. I like to have the fractions looking like I'm used to seeing fractions. So m equals 2 over 5 y plus n. And I'm going to be solving for y. So in the end, I'm going to end up with y equals something. And I'm putting that y on this side because I know that it's already there on that side. I'm going to be moving the other variable over. Okay, now again, this n right here could be any number. It could be 2, plus 2. If it were plus 2, we would just subtract our n from both sides. We would know how to solve. Okay, so now we have m minus n equals 2 over 5y. Okay, and we've spoken about how we get rid of a fraction. We have to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so we are going to multiply by the reciprocal on both sides of the equation. The reciprocal of 2 over 5 is 5 over 2. So I'm going to multiply by 5 over 2 on both sides. I have to multiply this whole thing by 5 over 2. Okay, so here we're going to cross out, all right, like as we know, if we take a number and we multiply it by the reciprocal, we're going to be left with 1. So we get 1y equals 5 over 2 times m minus n. And that is our answer, 5 over 2 times m minus n. Okay, so hopefully this has given you some idea of how to solve literal equations. We will be doing practice on this on Monday after our work sample. Okay, see you soon. Thank you for watching.